I got some bad news for y'all. David Benavidez main event now compromised. Jose Uzcategui tests positive for a banned substance. He's out of here. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Listen, I don't know how you found the video, but you made it. Somehow, some way you got to this video. Please consider throwing a like on the video. It really helps others find the content. Now, more bad news for David Benavidez. Let's jump right into it. Boxing reporter Jake Donovan breaking. Multiple sources inform boxing scene that Jose Uzcategui has tested positive for a banned substance and has now been pulled from the November 13th clash versus David Benavidez. A new opponent is being sought. Story from IDIC Boxing. Wow. And then I'll put the link in the description. Got the link right there. Another horrible. David Benavidez, he's a monster, but he's been having some bad luck. And not all of his luck, but just the weirdest glitches and blips in his career. For example, he tested positive. He was young, tested positive for cocaine in his system, lost his title. Then the pandemic struck. And then David Benavidez, he was like one of the first Showtime fights, couldn't make weight, miscalculated or whatever. And they didn't have, in his defense, portable saunas, and the gyms were closed. So, they had very limited gyms and things like that. Miss weight, loses his title. Now Canelo's fighting undisputed, later fought for the title with Caleb Smith, and now he's fighting an undisputed fight with Caleb Plant. And then earlier this year, this fight was scheduled as one of the many great fights to close the year. David Benavidez tests positive for COVID-19, right? So then the fight got postponed, and then now we find out Uzcategui tested positive for something illegal and banned. I mean, you got to feel for the guy. This is you look at him right there, he looks like he's in crazy shape. And Uzcategui, one of the good things was this was a barometer style fight, because we watched Uzcategui fight Darrell and, more importantly, Caleb Plant recently, and that's where Caleb got his title. So David Benavidez said he wanted to be the first to stop him. Now these things can't be the case because Uzcategui has been pulled because he tested positive. Now, I don't know what the substance was, but it was banned. And, shout out to Showtime PBC, unlike the WBC, who allowed Oscar Valdez to test positive under the clean boxing program, VADA rules, and they bent their own rules. So shout out to Premier Boxing Champions and all the parties involved, because that's what's supposed to happen. No matter how much the fans want to see a particular fight, somebody tests positive, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? Because you have to set the standard and set it early what you want to do. So it's pretty shitty for David Benavidez. He's been sparring with Rosado. He looks like he was in the Freddie Roach gym, and he's been training hard. So all that for this to happen. Now, I don't get surprised in boxing. If you cover the boxing sport long enough, you'll notice things like this come up. People aren't always on the up and up. Speaking of, the great Ego Stradamus strikes again, right? October 18th at 8:19 p.m. This is what I tweeted, because the great Ego Stradamus, so 10 days ago, today is the 28th, and I said Uzcategui, they did a Zoom call. Uzcategui looks big still. He may miss weight, or he's trying to come in heavier. Benavidez finna chop him up. Ego Stradamus crystal ball. So that was the great Ego Stradamus prediction. And I think it's safe to say I was pretty much right, because he did look big. And now that we find out he's on banned substance, when the substance comes out, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a substance that helps and aids in rapid recovery and weight loss. Some he might have had multiple. I don't know. I gotta look. I gotta see. When the information is made available or public. but it could have been a diuretic or LASIK or some type of anabolic or, whatever, SARMs, where he looked too big. Like, that's all I know. I know he looked big, and to be where he was supposed to be at that point, I don't see how he was going to make weight. So, desperate times call for desperate measures, and maybe he took some, or maybe he's been taking some. I don't know. It's hard to tell, but it's really a shame, because anytime these things happen, you have no choice but to kind of look through the whole person's career and gauge, like, did Caleb Plant fight him and he just didn't get caught? Did Caleb Plant fight him, under the influence or something? When he beat Darrell, was he clean? These are the things you gotta kind of think about. That's a dope shot of him and Rosado, I believe. Rosado got the Bruce Lee tat. Rosado legs look kind of big. Pause. I think that's Rosado. Either way, it's just more unfortunate news. November is stacked still, and this was just one of the fights I was looking forward to. You got to feel for David Benavidez, and at the end of the day, hopefully, I'm just being real with y'all. Y'all like my honesty. The thing is, David Benavidez is a beast. He's a monster. So I don't know who's gonna, I'm not holding my breath, put it that way. I am not holding my breath that this is gonna be a quality opponent, because David Benavidez is so fierce and ferocious, and he will baptize you to the point where who's gonna want to fight him if they didn't have a full camp? Like, some dudes probably don't want to have a full camp and fight Cuz. So with that being said, who's gonna want to fight him with little time to prepare, like a month to prepare? I don't know the exact date of the fight. So it may be difficult. It may be very difficult to. Oh, that's a tight fight. He just fought against Paulo Costa. He looked kind of big. See, David Benavidez is big because the Paulo Costa fight was like 205 because Paulo kept switching the weight. And look at David Benavidez next to him. That's a dope picture with Vettori. So yeah, that's I don't know. I'm not trying to doubt like Showtime, Steven Espinoza. I know they're crafty. I don't know if they anticipated this with Benavidez already postponing the fight earlier because of the Rona, and now it happened again. I don't know if they had a backup plan for this. We'll have to wait and see, but I think it's going to be hard to get an opponent for David Benavidez, because I don't know too many guys. Like, I know, see, boxing fans, they do all this non-realistic things. I'm a realist. I have no choice. That's just who I am as a person. But some people go, put Edgar Berlanga in there. He just came off of surgery, and off his last performance, he wouldn't fight David Benavidez. Top rank. I don't see them making that. So I know people are gonna hurl out all these great names of, fight Jamal Charlo. It's not. Jamal Charlo is a professional. He's not gonna fight David Benavidez. He's not. Jamal Charlo's made the type of money in the sport where he's not gonna fight a monster like David Benavidez and get the call 2 weeks before the fight. See, unfortunately, there's levels. It's not unfortunate. It's just there is levels. So the guys who get the call 2 weeks and they gotta hurry up and get ready, that's just kind of usually where they're at in their career. B-sides, heavy B-sides and stuff like that. But I don't know how big of a name they can get on late terms. I guess money talks. So if they comp somebody right, maybe they can give David Benavidez an equal or greater opponent to his Kadagi. Let me know what you guys think. Unfortunate news to start off the day. And I'm out.